Oh boy, where do we even start? Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 EA fails.
We don't know what we're going to find up here, but it's clear that they are more than prepared to make their final stand.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at EA's biggest fails and missteps and ranking them based on the degree of frustration, anger, and disappointment they caused in gamers. Number 10, Dungeon Keeper.
Loot and destroy other players' dungeons.
Leave it to EA to ruin a beloved franchise all in the name of profit. Dungeon Keeper served as a reboot to the classic series, but EA hopped on the freemium model like there was no tomorrow. The game was absolutely lousy with microtransactions, and the public cried foul almost immediately.
It's Dungeon Keeper.
EA was then caught manipulating Google Play reviews, as the system would filter out any review below 5 stars. They tried to defend this practice by saying, we wanted to make it easier for players to send us feedback directly from the game if they weren't having the best experience. Number 9, Command & Conquer cancelled. And here we have EA ruining yet another beloved franchise in the name of green. I feel like we're going to be saying that a lot through this list. At the 2011 Spike Video Game Awards, it was announced that EA's Victory Games would be handling Command & Conquer Generals 2. However, hearts took a real steep dive when it was revealed that the entire game was going to be repurposed as a free-to-play, client-based game, simply titled Command & Conquer.
So, enjoy.
The response to this changing was so toxic that EA just canceled the game, stating, your feedback from the alpha trial is clear. We are not making a game that you want to play. Kya, no duh, bro. Number 8, Origin's customer service.
More than 21 million people across the globe are now connecting through Origin.
Did anyone really want a brand new digital distribution service from EA? Even if you did you really expect it to be good? Origin has had an enormous amount of controversies under its belt. So, where should we start? Okay, how about the fact that EA would ban players on their forums for saying negative things about the company? Oh god, what if they come after us? Or when users read the terms of agreement and discovered that EA will completely delete your account and games if you don't log on for 2 years. Or how about the fact that by using Origin, EA could monitor your computer and its data. Yeah, it was a mess. It's gotten better, but it was a mess. Number 7, SecuROM DRM in Spore. The hype for Spore was well deserved, as the game looked extremely promising. EA caused a lot of uproar when it was announced that an individual copy of the game could only be installed on 3 computers. This was kind of a mistake, as the backlash hit fast and it hit pretty hard. The game received horrible reviews on Amazon, with many critics citing the implementation of the DRM, and many people just pirated the game from torrent sites instead. The damage wasn't over yet though. Soon after release, consumers filed a lawsuit against EA over the implementation of SecuROM. By the way, that won't be the last time you hear the word lawsuit here. Number 6, Mismanagement of BioWare Montreal. This is how you completely screw over a development team. BioWare Montreal was created in 2009, mostly to help the main branch in Edmonton with the Mass Effect games and their DLC. The Montreal team weren't given their chance to shine with Mass Effect Andromeda, as the Edmonton branch was focusing on a new IP.
I don't like the sound of that.
However, the production was really bungled. BioWare needed to start from scratch to accommodate the new, incompatible Frostbite 3 engine, and the game's development was horribly rushed. As a result, the game was released to a myriad of technical issues and mediocre reviews, and BioWare Montreal, through no real fault of their own, was soon forced to merge with Motive. So much for that.
It was simply a matter of linguistics, though I am pleased to have it.
Number 5, Battlefield 4 release. The release of Battlefield 4 was a war zone in and of itself, as many gamers had issues upon release. For some, it would randomly crash in the middle of the game. Others were lucky to even get in a match. To sum it up, glitches and bugs were rampant. It all made the game basically an unplayable disaster for many players, and that resulted in various lawsuits. One suit claimed that EA issued materially false and misleading statements regarding the game's quality, while another suit claimed that they intentionally kept the game's poor state from investors, which violated the Securities Exchange Act of 1934. 1 year after release, a producer admitted that the game's launch permanently damaged their reputation and trust. You think? Number 4, overworking its employees.
I'm gonna need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. So if you could be here around 9, that would be great. Okay?
We all know that working in game development is no walk in the park, and the crunch has become something of an industry standard for better or for worse. But this is a whole other level. In 2004, a blog was released which detailed the terrible working conditions at EA. It was revealed that regular hours were 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Employees worked 7 days a week, and they were given Saturday evenings off for good behavior. Seriously, what? That sounds straight up dangerous.
I'm also gonna need you to go ahead and come in on Sunday, too.
If that wasn't all, they also failed to pay overtime. This resulted in 2 lawsuits. Artists were awarded $15.6 million in damages, and programmers were awarded $14.9 million. Number 3, SimCity DRM Disaster and Launch. EA's not so good at the whole PR thing these days, are they? It was announced that SimCity would be launching with a form of DRM, which required users to always be connected to the internet, even if they were playing by themselves, because they're playing SimCity, and why would you want to play with other people at SimCity? You have a little box full of... Come on.
Splendid!
To address the complaints, EA said that the game's multiplayer component was massive, and as such, it required cloud computing to run properly. Well, this went about as well as you'd expect. SimCity experienced a huge server load upon release and caused many computers to crash and or experience a wide variety of technical issues. So that DRM stuff is real tricky, eh?
With no means of repair, he'll have plenty of time to consider his inadequacies.
Number 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2 PR train wreck.
I am your commander, stand down!
You take orders from me!
This one is actually still developing as we speak. EA had a real goldmine on their hands, but they basically bungled it. Before release, gamers took notice of the game's implementation of loot boxes during the beta, and it all kinda snowballed from there.
The day the real war began.
Players soon estimated that it would take 40 hours to unlock heroes like Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, and EA responded on Reddit by saying that it provided players with a sense of pride and accomplishment. This response soon became the most downvoted comment in Reddit history. EA tried backpedaling by temporarily removing the microtransactions, but the damage was done. Another PR disaster resulted from EA claiming that cosmetic items weren't in the loot boxes, so they could adhere to that religious and important Star Wars canon. Like we said, this is actually a still evolving story, but as of the week of recording, EA reportedly has lost $3 billion in stock prices thanks to this debacle. Ouch! Number 1, the closure of many beloved development studios.
President, I'm afraid we have a heck of a situation down here.
If you ever hear of your favorite development studio being purchased by EA, make sure you say your goodbyes, because chances are it's just a matter of time. Electronic Arts has closed a huge number of beloved development studios throughout the years, including but not limited to Westwood, Mythic Entertainment, Pandemic Studios, and Visceral Games, to just name a few. By now, it seems to be a gaming tradition that EA purchases a studio, forces them to work on a project not suited for them, and then shuts them down in a few years. So, let's just keep our fingers crossed that this isn't the case for Respawn, EA's newest acquisition. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.